Mecca said, what? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so today's YouTube video, we are recapping. I'm giving you my thoughts on Married at First Sight. I'm giving you my thoughts on Married at First Sight, season 20. And just to let y'all know, I'm only on episode 18. So I haven't gone through all the episodes yet. I plan on watching the rest of them, at least up to what's current today. So I'm just going to get you my thoughts from the beginning up until episode 18 today. And I'll give you my final Married at First Sight thoughts. First of all, as a marriage and family therapist, this experiment is quite rushed. And the reason why it doesn't have a great success rate in terms of couples that decide to stay together is because something as important as marriage should never be rushed. It should be cultivated. It should be learned. It should be sat with. The decision should never be rushed. And we are seeing in real time why marriage, number one, is so important for you to take your time and do your due diligence. And those couples that are deciding to, slow down the process, I think they are realizing like not only the value of time, but also like the gravity of marriage and what, how much work that actually it takes and if they're ready for that or not. So I'm just gonna go through each couple. We're gonna just talk about it. So we're gonna start with Adam and Marissa. Yep. Similar thoughts that most of the couples have had about them. Adam and Marissa seem to be a good fit, except his intensity, as we heard on the show many times, and her voice coming forward, right? She's already fallen back into some of her old ways. She had talked about like not really voicing what she wanted and just kind of like going with the flow, whatever the guy wanted, and because this is such an accelerated experience, you don't really have time on your hand to see yourself doing that. It just goes from 0 to 100, and before you know it, you're already in that mentality again, just to make peace. And so this couple, I just hope that they're being really honest with themselves and with each other, because again, the issue is this really your person, but you've already chosen them under this like experimental system, which I don't recommend it at all. As a marriage and family therapist, I don't recommend it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on them. I do want to preface this by saying that these are real people with real lives. So while we're talking about them in a public conversation, we have to also remember that these are real people with real lives, and everything we say, they've opened up their lives to all of us, and everything we say can get back to them. So just tread lightly with your comments if you decide to comment on the show. I am always concerned about the mental health of those that are on the show, and exposing themselves to the world. With me having just a little tiny platform on social media, and something goes viral on whatever page I'm on, it opens up for all the good and the bad. And they are not always the nicest people on the internet, as y'all probably know. So just be careful. Again, these are real people with real lives. So moving on to the next couple, we have Felipe and Tori. By episode 18, Felipe, I feel like it finally clicks that if he wants to be married, not single, not dating or friends with benefits, whatever he calls it, married with benefits and married and wanting the single life. If he wants true marriage, a happy marriage, he is going to have to give and serve. And I think that sometimes people get married with this idea of like, what can I get out of this marriage? Like that person is for me. And like, look at all that they bring into my life. Not seeing like, no, you're going to have to compromise and change as a person so that the two lives can fit together. You're going to have to shift your life a little bit so the thing can become one. And he's having a hard time with the shift. And that could be a family background issue when it comes to how he was raised, because he talked about a lot like, well, my family just likes me for who I am. No, nobody challenged you. It sounds like nobody really challenged you to be better, because you can be better. You don't have to be this person that just flies off at the mouth and says whatever on top of your head. That's an adult development issue. You're not developing as an adult, learning how to use tact and skill with what you say. And because you're like, well, I don't have to please anybody. Okay, cool. That works when you're single, but that's not going to work in a healthy marriage ever, you know? So I have had the conversation in my head, like, is he a person that should be married if he feels like he can't change or should change, or if he views change as like losing himself? Like, I'm not sure. Marriage is not for everybody. It's just not. And so I wonder if Felipe is marriage material. Like, is he a person that actually can have a successful marriage? Tori, on the other hand, I am not going to say she is not, like, she's innocent in this whole story, because from my perspective, when she talks to like her friends or the girls, she's very bold. She's very bold with what she has to say and what she wants. When she talks to Felipe, it seems like she's very much more softer with what she has to say, and maybe she's just trying not to hurt his feelings, which is fine. But that boldness of what she needs and what she wants only came through towards the last couple sessions, like episode 16, maybe 15, 16, 17. And I've started to see a more bolder Tori when he was saying crazy stuff almost the whole time. Like, he's been this person. And so I just wish she would put her foot down sooner. Again, because this is an accelerated process, she was probably trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But now I think that they hit this road bump. Again, it sounds like they're trying to make it work. In episode 18, they have gotten through a lot of their issues. So I'm hoping, again, things are fine. But we'll see. They're in a better place as of episode 17, the end of 17. I'm about to start episode 18. So we'll see how that goes. But if anything, it has been, if they do make it, it was Tori's emotional maturity, her strength and her emotional maturity to see this relationship through to a healthier place. And Felipe just had to grow, he had to grow. Okay. So let's go to the next couple, Sean and Nikki. Y'all, Sean, Nikki. I did not think they was gonna make it. I was like, sis is giving, I'm just here for the process. In first episode 1 and 2, Nikki was giving, I'm just here because I signed up for this and I want to see this through. She was giving, he's not my type. I don't want him come near me. Don't touch me. She was giving like, no, I'm not attracted to you. Don't come near me. And Sean was giving like, in my opinion, he was giving kind of like, he's accomplished a lot. So there's like a lot of pride in him. And he may be offended that the fact that she wasn't attracted to him, because he thought very highly of himself. And here he is in a relationship and he has to like figure that out. And lo and behold, they are figuring it out. And she said it was when she decided to become softer and stop fighting so much. But I don't know if that is her changing herself or being her true self. That's my concern with it. Okay, Cameron and Michelle, they have been like the token couple, as we saw. They seem to have, very little issues. They seem to meet in the middle with each other. But Michelle did say she wanted somebody that made, was financially well. And I think they're in a bubble. I think they're in a married at first sight bubble. So it's not that they can't make it or have a successful relationship. It's that, are y'all actually seeing y'all issues in this bubble? So once the cameras go away, once everybody goes away, once the lights, cameras, actions go away, and we have time spent, I'm concerned. That would be my biggest concern with them. Now, every marriage has something that they're working through. Everyone does. But I think that might be them. And then somebody else had brought that. I think it was actually Sean that brought that up, that she tends to go back to her, like, does whatever it takes in the relationship to make it work, but she's not being her true self. Michelle's not. And I wonder if she's doing that again, just to save face, to look, do the part, make everything great, You know, it would just be interesting to see the reunion with those two. I think they're a beautiful couple, and I think they absolutely have everything it takes to make a relationship work. I was concerned that Cameron did not have a relationship ever. I was like, what? You know, again, that it goes back to after they get out of this bubble, what are their true selves? And he had a mental breakdown, or he was having a mental breakdown at some point. Like, you know, what is that all about? So outside of the bubble, who are they? That's my biggest question. Outside of this Married at First Sight bubble, and after some time have gone by, who are they? Has the relationship sustained this level of success? Because it's easy to present yourself well when you know you have to go and present yourself well to other people, and everybody's kind of looking up to your relationship. Like, that motivates them. Maybe that motivates them. I don't know. Or they might actually have an amazing relationship. Again, I'm not knocking that or saying that that's not real, but they haven't stood the test of time, right, just yet, to solidly say, oh, they'll be, you know, they're going to make it. We don't know yet. We don't know. They're in a bubble. So, but they do have all the pieces. So I'm most excited about them. And I think they have the capacity to go the longest, in my opinion, so far. Let's move on to the next couple. So Nick and Courtney, they decided to part ways. That was the best thing. I kind of felt bad for Nick. Courtney, I hope she watches her show back. She was very, like, she was trying to self-sabotage the relationship. She just kept on trying to find something. And even when it was one point where she couldn't really find anything bad to say about Nick, and I think one of the experts gave her something about him. She was like, oh, that's it. And she just jumped on that and would not let it go. And I was just like, why don't you just say you don't like him? Like, just say that's not your person, right? Maybe he's just not your person. She had mentioned, like, how attractive another guy was, and, you know, he was not feeling that. I was just like, she's giving off so many signals that she's not happy. This is not her person. And it's just not a good connection. But they signed up to be married without seeing the person. This is not a good situation, y'all. So she had to almost force herself to figure it out, even though it was just not for her. I felt bad for her. I felt bad for both of them. Because, yeah, that just did not work. Devon and Caitlyn, as of episode 17, at the end of 17, she was like, she's done. I don't know what's going to happen. 18 going on. So don't spill the beans. But, this couple, they look so cute. They are such a cute couple. And, like, at least on camera, they seem to communicate well. They seem to be, like, lovey-dovey. I don't see what Devon sees, but I'm not in the relationship with him, right? So she is really showing us that she's trying. But there is clearly something else happening. Other couples have saw it. He's been complaining about it the whole time, and she has not denied it. But what I see on camera versus what they say, wow, that sounds like not a good situation. You know, based on the last episode, I'm like, I don't think this is a good. I don't see how they're gonna. I just don't see it. I mean, they would need to work a lot. He has a lot of emotional maturity, but that means he's gonna carry the weight of the relationship a lot, and that's what I kind of see. Because again, y'all, this is brand new. This is like honeymoon phase. Like, y'all should not be. Y'all sound like y'all like 20 years married. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all sound like y'all been through some stuff, but you got to have a foundation first. Like Devon had mentioned, we don't have nothing holding us up when we hit these hard spots. Because we've been doing this the whole time. There's no roots connected to hold through the storm. I agree with that. So that's my thoughts on them. Mecca and Bella Jolie. I love her name. Bella Jolie. It just sounds beautiful. Like, she's the beautiful princess queen she is. Like, don't ever believe anything else. Mecca. You know what? I don't even blame Mecca. I actually blame the experts on this one. The level of mother wounds that boy has, that should have been picked up in an assessment. The level of mother wounds he has, and his emotional immaturity and his inability to not self-sabotage should have been picked up in an assessment. Like, seriously, he should never have been matched with anybody. He's clearly not ready. He's not ready. I think he would be a great husband. He just has to heal his mother wounds first. It can't be like, yeah, I got mother wounds and whatever, but I'm ready to be married. No, sir. How are those mother wounds affecting you? How do you respond when somebody, pulls away from you? How do you respond when somebody's upset with you? How do you handle disappointment in a woman? How do you make sure that you are able to fully give yourself to anybody? Like, he needs some serious therapy, like some time. And again, I actually think he's going to be a great husband one day after he heals. But I feel so bad for Bella Jolie because she's a beautiful queen. And he's focusing on all this immature stuff. And then the fact that he told her, I didn't think it was going to get back to you. What? Mecca, like, what we doing? What we doing, Mecca? Like, why are we saying, like, your mouth? But, again, maybe he's trying to self-sabotage. Maybe he knows deep down inside, I am not happy. This is not my person. So I'm about to self-sabotage. Because I think a guy that really knows what he wants, I don't think he self-sabotages to that level. Like, Mecca has said some interesting things. And I'm just like, that's hurtful, disrespectful. And no, she deserves better. So as of 8/17, sis was like, I'm not happy and this is not me. I'm not sure if this is going to make it. And she says he's on thin ice. But I give it up for her because she will always stand up for him. I hope she knows that she would be a great wife to somebody. And she is a great wife to him right now. That she does not deserve that. She don't deserve that at all. So I think that's everybody. I love to hear your comments on it, y'all. I don't do all the relationship shows, but I do love Love is Blind and Married at First Sight. Those are two of my favorite shows to watch for multiple reasons. But I want to hear your thoughts. What are y'all thoughts on this? On the couples, I see a lot of commentary around what's going on. And yeah, I'm just here watching it. I like to stay up to date on the latest, what we seeing out here in these social media streets and the internet and the television, because it really does inform a lot. We here at Relationality Counseling have some really exciting news coming out around this relationship topic. So I can't wait to share. It's actually 2 announcements. Can't wait to share that in the future. So stay tuned, connect, subscribe, and let us know. If you're new here, Relationality Counseling is our private practice that we have here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or in the state of Texas. So we do virtual counseling in the state of Texas. So if you're in Texas and you need some relationship help or individual help, we are EMDR certified. My name is Bridget Reed, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist associate, and I will see you later. Bye, y'all.